Welcome to the Mental Health Diet, a show that dives into the connection between what we eat, self-care, and the well-being of our minds and bodies. I'm Sharifa Viola, also known as Shri, your host, and together we'll embark on an incredible journey of self-discovery and transformation. Join me as we explore the world of plant-based foods, holistic approaches, and nutrition, and how they can positively impact our mental health. I'll also be sharing personal triumphs over anxiety and providing insights into overcoming challenges and cultivating resilience. So, together, let's empower and inspire one another on our journeys towards becoming stronger, better versions of ourselves. Now, let's get started on today's episode, and thank you so much for tuning in. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Mental Health Diet. If you are new here, welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Sharifa Viola, aka Shri. And listen, thank you so much for joining me. And if you are a returning listener and are part of the Mental Health Diet fam, what's good? What's poppin'? Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Listen, y'all some real ones. And if you have not done so already, if you are a returning listener, I'm hoping that you're already following the show, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple, whatever podcast platform. Hopefully you're following it. And if not, you can go ahead and do that now. It's quick and easy. You can actually do that while you are listening to this. And if you are new here, I hope you stay for a while. And so, as always, I like to express gratitude each week. I want to thank everyone who has tuned in to an episode. If this is your first time tuning in, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you're able to take something from this episode and use it and apply it towards some place in your life. Or if you feel like you can't apply it right now, you can always go back to this episode. Or you can also share it to someone who may find that this information is beneficial. So thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are some real ones. So for today's episode, as you can see by the title, we are going to talk about the topic of sleep and nutrition. So yes, so sleep and nutrition is a topic I've actually never talked about sleep on here. And for me, as I continue to gain more wisdom and learn more about my body and learn more about my mental health, I am learning that sleep is so crucial. So the food that we eat, like they say, you are what you eat, it's crucial, but also our sleep. And a lot of times we take our sleep for granted. And by that, I mean a lot. Sometimes we take it for granted. We don't understand the importance of sleep. We don't understand that sleep is to help us rejuvenate, to help us feel better, whether that's mentally, physically, spiritually. Because I don't know about y'all, when I don't get enough sleep, your girl is tired, cranky, and I don't be want to do nothing. That's just literally the name of the game. That's just how I am when it comes to sleep. Like if I don't get enough sleep, I'm just like kind of all over the place. So because this is a podcast where I do like to talk about the topics of nutrition, I had to dive into the nutrition side of things and sleep. So on today's episode, I want to talk about practical ways and different tips that you can do to help improve your sleep quality in relation to nutrition. Okay? Because listen, this is the Mental Health Diet, a podcast all about feeling better, about becoming better, and just being the best version of you possible. And like I said, life is not a race, it's a marathon. So by no means, this is something I have to teach myself. You are not expected to know how to do all this stuff at once. By no means, you're not expected to become the best you or whatever by tomorrow. It's all about progress, and that's something I had to teach myself because listen, sometimes I be feeling like life is a race. I'm like, oh, okay, I just learned this, now I gotta go all in. But I'm learning now I have to stop doing the all or nothing mentality and just really understand. I just have to really understand the importance of taking small baby steps and understanding that those baby steps are going to allow me to overcome hurdles and allow me to take bigger steps in the long run. So, as always, make sure you guys go ahead, grab your pen and paper. If you are driving, please don't do that. Just listen to it. You can always go back to it later. If you have like your phone, you can take some notes on your phone, whatever it may be. But listen, y'all, let's get into this episode. All right, so the first topic we're going to talk about is the power of tryptophan and serotonin. So if you checked out last week's episode, I did talk about serotonin. So in previous episodes as well, I talked about tryptophan in relation to anxiety and depression. So tryptophan is an amino acid that is found in certain foods. So basically, it's like in some of the foods, it include our things such as nuts. It's also including, now with this podcast, generally speaking, um, the foods that I mention in the podcast are plant-based. But if you're not plant-based, tryptophan is an amino acid that can be found in some foods such as turkey, chicken, dairy, and nuts. But basically, it's like a natural sleep inducer because it helps your brain make serotonin, which is a calming and mood regulating neurotransmitter. So basically, when you eat foods rich in tryptophan, they can make you feel sleepier. So if you have like a problem falling asleep or anything like that, you can always look to eat more foods that have tryptophan because that will help you fall asleep, help you fall asleep better and help you with a better sleep quality. Better sleep quality. So in regards to if you are someone who is trying to adhere to a plant-based diet like me, I am trying to, I would say like my goal, I've always said I want my goals to become 100% plant-based. I'm not 100%, but I've been a pescatarian for 6.5 years. It's going to be 7 this coming March. But majority of my diet is pretty much plant-based. I'm lactose, so I don't try to eat too much meat or dairy or anything like that. So most of my food intake is pretty much plant-based. But so if you are plant-based and you're looking for ways to, eat foods that have tryptophan, some food sources include tofu, chickpeas, and also almonds, like I mentioned before, nuts. So if you eat some of these foods in the evening, this can also help you in regards to helping you sleep better. So like I said, if you're someone who finds it hard to fall asleep, or you tend to wake up in the middle of the night, because I know for me, like especially like if I have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, or for some reason if I'm waking up in the middle of the night, it's so hard for me to go back to sleep. And it doesn't, I'll be honest, it's like for me it's hard to go back to sleep, one, because when I'm up like in the middle of the night and I don't get the proper sleep, for some reason I think it's time to pull out my phone and iPad, and then I'll start watching YouTube, and I'm like, Sheree, that's not what we gonna do. And so what ends up happening is I watch a YouTube video, and then next you know it, I'm on YouTube for like 2 hours. And so then my sleep quality is poor, because then I try to wake up at my regular time, whether that's, I like to aim for a 5 o'clock starting time. But when I don't fall asleep at the proper time, or I wake up in the middle of the night, it tends to push my wake up time to 8 or 9 o'clock. So then I get upset with myself because I'm like, oh my God, sis, you were supposed to wake up at like 5. And so it just really messes up my sleep pattern. So if you're somebody but those are some things you can't avoid. Like for me, my blood isn't always high at night, but it depends on if I'm drinking a lot of water at night. But if you are a diabetic, sometimes I deal with, if my blood sugar is high, it makes me need to go to the it makes me have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So that does break up my sleeping. But other times it's just it's just that I drink a lot of water towards the evening, which I would say don't drink too much because you don't have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. But if you do have problems sleeping and you want to figure out what food sources you can add in to help you with sleep, I would definitely say you can eat foods such as tofu, chickpeas, or some nuts. So almonds, cashews, pistachios, whatever type of nuts that you like to eat or consume, that can definitely help you with supporting sleepness at night. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about are carbohydrates. So we're going to talk about how carbohydrates can help with sleep. So, carbohydrates like whole grains such as brown rice, oatmeal, and whole wheat bread can help you sleep better. So, basically, what they do is they work by releasing insulin, which helps tryptophan, the amino acid that we just talked about. So, we can call this the sleepy amino acid. So, basically, carbohydrates, they work because they release insulin, which helps tryptophan, the amino acid, get into your brain more easily. What this does is that it leads to an improved serotonin production, helping you sleep a lot better. So it goes back to what I was saying before in regards to the relationship between tryptophan, the amino acid, and serotonin, the mood regulating neurotransmitter. So when you eat your good carbs, your whole grains, your brown rice, oatmeal, and things like that, your blood sugar won't spike as much versus if you're eating simple carbohydrates. So that's like your white rice or just processed foods. Those foods like that are going to cause your blood sugar to spike. And in turn, for me being a diabetic, when my blood sugar is high, y'all, I feel tired. I feel sluggish. I don't get the best night's sleep. And I even just mentioned it to you. If my blood sugar is high, I'm getting up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom because now my body has too much sugar in me. And so now it has to get rid of it. And so it's best, in order for me to avoid that, or just anybody that's not even diabetic, it's best to make sure that you eat carbohydrates that are going to be beneficial to your body. So like I said, so like your whole grain. So I said brown rice, oatmeal, whole wheat bread, whatever foods contain whole grains. One of the really smart things you can always do to see, looking at nutrition facts, is if you look at the first product, if you look at the first ingredient, I should say, make sure the first ingredient says like whole grain or whole wheat. That can help you really understand like, okay, what's in this bread. And then always, generally, the rule is that the first three ingredients in any type of food, that means that is what it has mostly of. So if you look at the first three ingredients, that means that that food is made up mostly of those first three ingredients. So the first ingredient you do want to see on the food that you eat is you want to see whole grain or whole wheat. So, and like I said, so you can choose, like for dinner, you can choose plant-based foods such as whole grain carbohydrates like brown rice, so brown rice and vegetables, quinoa. You can do whole wheat pasta for your dinner. And so basically with these foods, these are considered complex carbohydrates. These slow digesting carbs can help regulate your blood sugar and improve your sleep. So the simple carbohydrates those are just going to boost your blood sugar. Diabetic or not, it's still going to raise your blood sugar. It's just that if you're not a diabetic, you have the insulin to be able to balance it out. Someone that's like me, who's a type 1 diabetic, who has no insulin, instead I use artificial insulin. I have to use that for it to help me regulate my blood sugar. So if you want to get a better quality sleep, I would say this: at night for your dinner, make sure you stick to complex carbohydrates, stick to your more slow digesting foods, which includes your whole grains. Okay? So make sure you write that down. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about are some more plant-based foods. So some plant-based foods contain healthy fats like avocados and flax seeds. If you checked out the previous episode, which was episode 113, I talked all about avocados and how they can boost your mind and help your overall mental health and clarity. So if you have not checked that out, please make sure you go ahead and check that episode out after this one, or you can pause this one and go to the avocado episode and then come back. Then I also have another really, really great episode on watermelon as well. So if you love watermelon, or maybe you don't like watermelon, but you just want to understand and learn the benefits of eating watermelon for your mental health, go ahead and check that out. So yes, so some plant-based foods contain healthy fats like avocados and flax seeds. And these fats are like, let's think of them as superheroes for your brain because they support your brain health. So basically a healthy brain, that's what we're looking for in regards to sleeping, is a healthy brain can help you sleep better because it's less likely to keep you awake with racing thoughts. Because I know for me, listen, I am a thinker. I am a creative. I am somebody who constantly has thoughts running through their mind at night. And for someone who it's already hard for me. It's not hard for me to go to sleep. I'm not gonna say it's hard for me to go to sleep. It's just that I will have to intentionally make myself go to sleep. Like I have to tell myself, like, okay, Sharifa, close the book, close the apps, turn off your lights. Like I have to make sure that I go to sleep. So, but once I do that, it's not hard. Now, if it is difficult for me to go to sleep, I do listen to like white noise in the background, or I used to listen to lo-fi music. And just like a couple days ago, I listened to gospel music, and that really helped me a lot. It actually gave me like some really. I'm a dreamer, so like I have really, really clear. I dream in color, and so like my dreams are like very vivid. They were good dreams, but if I can't go to sleep, I like to listen to some type of sound, some type of soothing sound. I used to listen to like Nia Soul at night, but it definitely was like a couple months ago. It was lo-fi, and then I did listen to this. It's like white noise for sleeping. That really helped me a lot. But for me, like even when I go to bed, I don't have like so much racing thoughts, but I do constantly have new business ideas that come to me. I think about ways to improve like this podcast. I think about ways to improve my business. And so for me, I really need to make sure that I unwind down and make sure that I don't have those racing thoughts constantly. So that's why, it is really important to know this information, like, especially if you're someone like me who has racing thoughts. And you can have racing thoughts about anything. We're all going through different things in life, and, it's not that it's bad that you have racing thoughts. Well, it is bad when you can no longer sleep and it's really affecting your health. But, if there's something, if you're really trying to figure out, okay, like what can I do to help that is, you can start looking to consume healthy fats. Like I mentioned before, like your avocados and flax seeds, and just kind of implement those into your diet and just see if that does help you any bit. So, like I said, so those type of foods can definitely enhance your sleep and overall brain health. Because listen, without our mind, if we don't have the right mind, what are we? You know what I'm saying? So, what we take, it's crazy how in life we take the smallest things for granted. Like we take our sleep for granted. We take, well, not the smallest things. The things that we take for granted, we look at it as small, but it's really like the biggest. So, yeah, y'all. So number 4, we're now going to talk about some food choices at night. So chocolate and caffeine found in some plant-based foods can be like craziness for your stomach when you're trying to sleep. So eating chocolate or having caffeine before bed, yeah, it may cause you to have those racing thoughts. So basically, it's a good idea to avoid them before bedtime. So if you're like a tea drinker, you can try like a caffeine-free herbal tea that can help you. Try not to have any chocolate at night, because honestly, there's been times where I'll eat chocolate at night. I was gonna say chocolate cake, but I haven't had chocolate cake in a minute. But when I did have like chocolate cake at night or something like that, I did notice like for myself, I tend to be up. But honestly, it was because my blood sugar was high. So that doesn't help. But yeah, so it's a good idea to avoid anything with caffeine or any type of chocolate before bedtime, just so that you can create a quiet and calm space for you to sleep. So that way you can help prepare your body to understand, like, okay, it's time for me to sleep. And so basically, like I said, so caffeine-free herbal teas or other soothing options can really help promote you to have a good night's sleep. Because listen, y'all, sleep is important. Sleep is important, y'all. All right, the next thing on my list, number 5, is making sure you stay hydrated, okay? Listen, I try to stay hydrated. I have a water bottle. I think it's 64 ounces. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have a 64-ounce water bottle. I used to have this goal to drink 1 gallon a day, but that's when I was like going hard with working out. And I was like on a workout plan, but I don't do a gallon a day no more. I just really try to make sure I get my 64 ounces plus. I need to get more than that. I definitely want to do an episode on water intake. You know what? That's going to be my episode next. I definitely want to have an episode on about the importance of water intake. For me, I've been slacking, y'all. I used to be on it. I don't know what happened. You know what I know? I do know what happened. It's so weird. Like a couple months ago, I was like, oh my gosh, the taste of water, I can't do this. I was like, I can't do this. And I don't know what it was, but like the taste of water, I just was like, I can't do this. And so I was like, but Sharifa used to love water. Like you used to love water. And so I started thinking one night, I was like, what if I did a flavor enhancer? So I did get a flavor enhancer, but when I did the flavor enhancer, I think it made me break out a little bit. So some drinks, like some of that flavor stuff causes me to break out. It causes my face to break out and feel real itchy. And I remember I got like a flavor enhancer. I forgot, what's it called? Me Too Cute. I don't know. But I bought it and it was really, really good. But I had to stop drinking it because it caused my face to break out. So then the next option was I put lemon in my water. But that was okay. But then then I'll say myself, I researched that like you shouldn't let lemons stay out for too long uncut. And so I would leave the lemons in my water like overnight. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not supposed to leave lemons in the water and they're cut. And now all of a sudden my water's going to be spoiled. Yes, that's how my mind works. Yeah, this is why we have the mental health diet, because Sharifa mind be racing. Okay, I be talking in third person. Okay, but yes, y'all. So for me, right now, I'm really on this mission of trying to make sure I stay hydrated. But yes, so the next topic I want to talk about is hydration. So staying hydrated is important, but drinking a lot of liquids close to bedtime, don't do it because I have done this. Close to bedtime can make you wake up at night to use the bathroom. For me, that is so annoying. But somehow I just mysteriously always end up drinking my water at night because I'm like, oh, wait, I got to drink the rest of my water. I got to drink it. And then by the time I do that, I'm waking up at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And I'm like, what, sis, listen. And so then when I wake up, I think it's time to look at my phone. So then I end up on my phone. So you don't want to do that. So what you can do is to avoid this, you can sip your liquid slowly throughout the day and take smaller sips closer to bedtime. So instead of trying to gulp down your full 64 ounces of water or whatever you take in, just try to take take sips every hour. Like even I have a water bottle too. Here's a funny thing too. I have a water bottle that breaks it down. It says like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. I don't even look at that stuff. And honestly, I should hold myself accountable starting tomorrow by looking at it and actually drinking it like that. But I don't even do that. It's like I see it there and I'm like, oh, that's nice. But I really need to start holding myself accountable to those marks that it says 9 a.m., 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, because it's there for a reason. It's there to help people like me who thinks that, oh, I didn't drink all my water. It's time to drink the entire jug at night. So, but staying hydrated is very important. So, stay hydrated throughout the day, but reduce liquid intake in the hours leading up to bedtime. Once again, like I said, focusing on smaller sips to minimize nighttime awakening so that you can have a peaceful night of sleep. But listen, y'all, hydration is important for your health. It's important for, well, your brain health, your mental health, for your skin. It's just important. So make sure you stay hydrated. You don't want to be dehydrated, because that's the other thing too. You don't want to be so dehydrated that you get up in the middle of the night. That's another annoying thing. I've done that. Sometimes I get so dehydrated in the middle of the night. I got to get up to get water. And so now I'm up getting water. Now I'm just sipping on water. Now I'm like, okay, now I really got to get on YouTube and watch something. So you want to make sure that you start your drinking early in the morning. Get you a nice glass of water in the morning. And then when you get towards the end of the night, that's when you want to slow it down. But you want to make sure you are properly hydrated throughout the day, because we really want to work on our overall brain health, our mental health, and all of that. All right. So then the last thing we want to focus on is mindful eating. So basically, mindful eating means taking your time to enjoy your food, savoring each bite, and eating in a calm, quiet place. So I mean, now it's difficult. Now, if you are living with someone, or maybe where you're living at is just not a calm, quiet place, some things that you can what you can do is, I do this sometimes as well, but not as often. Well, actually, when I eat, I actually watch YouTube videos and things like that. But what you can always do, like if you're like in a noisy environment and you feel like you're not in a calm space, you can always put on some headphones and listen to something that's calming. You can always do that. That can help you. It can help bring like peace to you. If you're watching TV, you can always put on some like relaxing music. Like for me, I like jazz music. You could put on some jazz dinner music or some jazz lunch music, whatever it may be, whatever it is. But you can create whatever calm looks like for you. You can create that atmosphere to create that calm space for you. So, and the reason why I mentioned mindful eating is that with mindful eating, this can help your digestion and make it easier for you to fall asleep because you feel more happy and relaxed versus scarfing down your food and just scarfing it down like, oh my gosh. I mean, that's one thing. If my food is real good, I'm gonna scarf it down, okay? But I still have to learn when my food is good, I really need to savor it. I don't need to scarf it down. I be doing the opposite. When my food is good, I just be thinking it's time to scarf it down. But like, sis, no, you need to slow down. Okay, so but basically when you practice mindful eating, you're allowing the food within you to digest a lot better and allows you to make it easier for you to fall asleep because now your body is more relaxed. Your body is not in a antsy space and it's not in a space of just feeling like, oh my gosh, like I gotta hurry up and digest because think about this too. I don't know if you're like me, but if I eat too fast, my stomach hurts. Like I even remember like as a child, like when you eat too much or eat too much, your parents are like, "Why? Like why are you eating so fast?" Or you be like, "Oh my gosh, I got a tummy ache." It's like, okay, slow down. So let's go back to like those childhood times. It's like let's slow down, eat our food. It ain't going nowhere unless we late for something, or maybe it is going somewhere. Maybe somebody's gonna take it. But 9 times out of 10, if you are an adult or whatever, no one's gonna take your food. I don't think. So all right, so those are all of the ways to practice mindful eating in regards to making sure that you have a good quality sleep and also connecting the correlation between sleep and nutrition and the things that you can do to help you with a better quality sleep. And then also too, for me, in regards to how long you should be asleep, for me, I need a good 8 hours of sleep. So some people is 6, some people is 7, some people is 8, 6 to 8. They say some people do 5. I can't do 5 necessarily. No, I can't do 5 at all. Not even necessarily. I can't do 5. I can. There's been times where I did 4, 3, but I was very tired and aggravated and agitated and everything made me mad. But for me, a good quality sleep and like a good night rest is a good 8 hours. And so I also use a Fitbit as well. So I just started wearing my Fitbit again at night. And it also keeps track of my sleep. So it lets me know when I'm in light sleep. It lets me know when I'm dreaming or REM sleep. That's what they call it, rapid eye movement. It lets me know when I'm in a deep sleep. So it keeps a score as well of how my sleep is going. So that's another way I keep track of my sleep. All right, y'all. So I have a little fun fact about sleep and nutrition. So dark leafy greens like spinach and kale are loaded with magnesium, which can help relax your muscles and calm your nerves. Okay. This is the Mental Health Diet Podcast. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I have dealt with and I still am overcoming dealing with anxiety. It's something that I've experienced in my life. Anxiety doesn't have me because we're not going to claim that, but that is something that I experienced in my life. And sometimes, y'all, your girl be nervous, your girl be anxious. But if you're like me, if you feel like you need something to calm your nerves, maybe you stressed out, maybe work is stressing you out, maybe your kids stressing you out, maybe your boo, your baby, I don't know. Maybe your friends are stressing you out. Maybe life is just stressing you out. Dark leafy greens like spinach and kale are loaded with magnesium, which can help relax your muscles and calm your nerves. So listen, go to the store and get you some dark leafy greens if you feel a little stressed out or if you feel like, yo, I need my nerves to stop being so bad. Okay? All right, y'all. You already know what time it is. It's time for this week's quote of the week. And this week's quote of the week is, what you deny or ignore, you delay. And what you face and accept, you conquer. Okay? Let me repeat that again. What you deny or ignore, you delay. What you face and accept, you conquer. Okay? Listen, y'all. You got this. Don't let no one tell you don't got this, because listen, you got this. If you listen to this podcast right now, you already one step ahead, okay? You're already one step ahead. You're already 1% better than you were before because you're listening to this podcast, okay? You already took the first step to become a better you, and I am proud of you. Yes, you listen to this right now. I am proud of you. I'm proud that you're listening to this. I'm proud that you wanted to listen to this, and I am so happy and blessed that you have taken the opportunity to figure out what you can do to become a better you. So, all right, y'all, as always, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode. And as always, I will see you beautiful people next week. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Mental Health Diet Podcast. I hope you enjoyed our discussion on nourishing your mind and body. If you found value in today's episode, I would greatly appreciate your support. One of the best ways to help us grow is by leaving a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. It only takes a minute, but it makes a world of difference in reaching more listeners who can benefit from this content. To leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, simply follow these steps. Open the Apple Podcast app on your device, which you already probably have it up if you're listening to me. Click on the show to open the podcast page, which you probably already have up once again. Scroll down until you see the ratings and review section. Tap on the stars to rate the podcast, and if you have an extra moment, leave a brief review sharing what you love about the show. Your feedback means everything to me, and it helps this podcast to continue to bring you valuable content each week. Remember to subscribe to this podcast so you never miss an episode. Thank you for being a part of the Mental Health Diet community. I can't wait to catch you on the next episode. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay blessed, and keep nourishing your mind, body, and soul. Period.